Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages. Welcome to Random Conflux, where today we have a topic video for you of what movie, what show, what comic, and what game would you like to be able to remake if you had the ability to remake it? And how would you go about it? This might be kind of long. It may not be all that long. But it's just one of each category. You have one of each category.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I'm Zach.
I'm John.
This is Random Conflux, only on YouTube. As for right now, I don't think we'll think of anywhere else to put our show. Nobody else wants us, man. Nobody else wants us. But enough of that. Enough feeling sorry for ourselves. And let's get into the nitty gritty. Alright. JJ's, drawing beside me. So I'm going to do mine first.
Okay.
And the rules I set is it's got to be something that was done in the past, like in our childhood.
Yeah.
So it's got to be like a 90s version, early 2000s.
Okay.
For me, I would probably do Green Lantern.
Okay.
I would have done it more with the practical effects rather than the, other than like the CGI effects that it had.
Yeah.
And I would have probably still cast Ryan Reynolds as Hal Jordan. But I would have made it more practical than what it came out to be. Because I think that if you did the suit right, if you did the stunts right, the choreography right, that the show would have had a better turnout than what it got. And this isn't like going back in time, but I would ask DC if I could remake the Green Lantern movie, and I would probably ask Hal Jordan to reprise this. Ryan Reynolds to reprise his role as Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan reprising his role as Ryan Reynolds. What the fuck am I talking about? But that's the movie I would do. The TV show that I would redo is they were trying to do, and it really didn't get off the ground, but do you remember the live action miniseries of the Justice Kids on Cartoon Network? Well, it was a short series. It was a mini series. It was supposed to be a full series, but it never got that far. It was sort of like a live action of Young Justice. You remember that cartoon?
Yeah, that one I knew about.
Okay. Well, this was around the time where cartoon was trying like Cartoon Network was trying to branch out and do some live action stuff, which it really never caught on. So they just went back to being like a Cartoon Network. But there was this one live show that I really enjoyed watching. It was made in the early 2000s. And I think it was called Justice Kids or something along that line. But it featured, like, it would have been like Titans, but with a younger cast.
Yeah.
It's basically what Titans grew into.
Mm-hmm.
But it would have been a younger cast, and it was more, okay, what if the superheroes got turned into kids? Which, at the time, I thought was a really cool concept for a TV show. And I think that would have been really cool to...
I know Justice League did that too, like for a couple episodes.
Yeah. But I would have liked to see how that would have played out, because it got canned like after, like, right before the season break, or right when the season break came up. It never came back on.
Yeah.
So it got canned right there. And to me, it was interesting, because it wasn't really like Robin, Starfire, Beast Boy. It was Bruce Wayne. It was Clark Kent. It was Dana. It was Barry. It was basically the Justice League as kids, but it was a live action version of it. And I think if it had a better, I don't think the writer was bad. I just think that it was on a bad station. Cartoon Network didn't really have like it didn't have the faith that it needed in it. And I don't think the producers of the show were really trying to fight to keep it on. But I would love to remake that.
So that's a series you would want remade?
It would be a series that I would want to remake. Because I think it had a... It could have had something there. Like, it could have just been like a one-season type of series.
Yeah.
But it didn't even get that. It didn't even get a full one season. It ended kind of on a cliffhanger. And you were expected to kind of hope that they would have came back after the break.
Yeah.
But they never did. And I don't know if it's because of the year that it was, the year when it came in or was released. Maybe because of like what was going around in the world at that time kind of stonewalled it. But they never really explained why it never had a continuation. And I've even looked online, and I can't find any place that even talks about the show. But because I was kind of interested in trying to find out, like, who were the people that played the characters in? And I couldn't even find that. And I went on Reddit to see if there was anybody else that remembered the show like I did. And there were people on Reddit, not many people, but there were some people on Reddit where they were like, do you ever remember like a live action show series where they were like the Justice League, but they were turned into kids? And then there were a few people that remembered it, and there was like some people that I guess didn't. And it wasn't like the only live action thing that the Cartoon Network had. They had what was it? It was more like a educational show. The one show I'm thinking of, where it was like all about science and blowing stuff up.
Was it Destroy, Go, Destroy?
Yeah, that. I think it was on before that or after that, but it was like an hour of live action programming, which was pretty cool for Cartoon Network around that time. I just wish that they would have continued the show, and because of that, I think that I would want to redo the show because I think it was unfairly taken off of TV.
Yeah.
I think that it was unfairly, like, it had more to give us, and it became very lackluster in the fact of like how it so abruptly. So I just would have loved to give that a new spark, like a new beginning, a new life to it, if you will. And I would have picked that for a series. For a game,
Hold on, let's both do a series and like that way we're still on the same part.
well, I'll do mine and you can do yours. That way you can focus on yours. And then my game would be Gemini.
Is that for Gemini?
Yeah. Because the game itself was really cool. And I think it could have done with better graphics. But with the engine that I had to start with, I think with upgrading the engine, it could be better. And then I would have liked to rewrite the Beetleborgs comics. The Beetleborgs first in the Turbo Rangers comic. That would have been really cool. Because that came out in around, I would say 2000, 2001, somewhere around there. But those are my picks. What about you?
Let's see. For a TV show, you already mentioned the comics for Beetleborgs. I would like that or Turbo to be done with like a modern budget.
As a TV show?
Yeah. Because think of how much more they could do with it now.
Oh, yeah. And if they were... What if they just would do... Like... Because in this idea, it would be you that would be writing the script, producing it,
Yeah.
and basically launching it.
Yeah.
What would you pick
Yeah.
out of one of those two to do? Like, you could only do one.
Probably Beetleborgs. That'd be cool.
I would actually be interested in watching that.
Same here.
Movie.
For a movie, there's a few. I'd like to see like a modern version of The Mask. That'd be cool. If it was done right, you know what I mean? Because it'd be hard to replace Jim Carrey. Trying to think. There's a few movies I'd like to see redone. That's one of them.
Okay, games.
Oh, video games. Let me think. I'd like to see a modernized Chrono Trigger, like how they did with the Final Fantasy remake. That'd be cool.
And comics.
Comics? I was never really as into comics. But it's a good one.
Remind you, you're the one
I know.
writing it, producing it.
Honestly, doing my own writing of Spider-Man would be cool. I know a lot of the lore and stuff with it.
Would you want to go deeper into the explanations, or would you just want to put it as that?
I'd probably put it as that. My thing when I do stuff is I like to leave a lot open to interpretation. But I know you like to put in more details.
I mean, because this idea for the topic kind of was inspired by a buddy of mine that asked me if there was one thing that I could take from the past and have the ability to work on it now, what would it be? And then I'm kind of just sitting here since 4 o'clock in the morning till now, just like thinking about it. And it's like, okay, well, let's make a topic video on this, and let's make a spectrum of what are we like, give a scale of like, well, let's break down it from movies, series to a comic to video games. Because I'm pretty sure each person has like a favorite show that they've had like back when they were a kid, that hasn't been redone yet or remade yet, that they would have liked to see a more futuristic take of that show, or that movie, or that video game, or that comic run. And to me, the way he asked me the question, it was more implied like, if you were the one that's being in charge of making this, you were given the free reign to pick a movie, a TV show, a video game, and a comic book to do. Like, what would you pick? And, like, how do you think you would have done it better than the people that did it back then? Or what do you think that it lacked from then compared to what you can put into it now? And that sparked a really good amount of information just going through my head. But honestly, to me, some of the stuff that I picked or said, it was mainly because I felt like it was done. I don't think it was done wrong. Like, I think that they tried their best to, like, give it everything they had. But I feel that it was lacking, or that it ended too abruptly. Like, the Justice Kids ending very abruptly, like they did. Green Lantern not really getting the endorsement that it needed and turning out the way it did. I mean, I like the Green Lantern, but I'm also a big fan of Ryan Reynolds. So I'm gonna enjoy pretty much anything he does.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that there's a bunch of people that agree that the only good thing about that movie was Ryan Reynolds. But because they were so focused on the special effects being computer generated, it didn't really give Ryan Reynolds the ability that he needed to make the best out of the movie. And when all you're doing is focusing on special effects and you're not trying with your you're not trying for more practical effects, to me you're just doing a one-trick pony. And there's a line that George Lucas says while working on the prequel trilogy, and it's, you can make 1,000 people by just using CGI, but you can't give emotion to any one of them. Because unless they're a living person, they can't give the feeling of a living person.
Yeah.
They can't give that emotion that you need to be pulled into that character. It's one of the reasons why the Clone Wars movie the clones in that movie were so bland and didn't really have any defining characteristics. And then he kind of gave each in episode 3, which was the 6th Star Wars movie. He gave the certain clones a background and gave certain clones more screen time or more emotion because he could focus on that clone. Like Commander Cody. But it was short. What we seen from the movies counteracts what the animation gave us. Because the animation could focus more to giving those clones emotion because that's what animators do. That's how they tell their story. So those clones were no different than any other character that was being drawn. The Jedi or the Sith or Parquel or Satine or Maul. And then it was the actors that had to bring those drawings to life. But AI was never meant to give something life. Not really. And not in the sense that we take as life. Emotions, understanding, compassion, like all that stuff.
Sturgis.
And I think that's one of the reasons why Green Lantern fell the way it did. And then
Clean water coming up.
I said the Beetleborgs comics,
Sturgis.
not because they failed.
I hope you don't mind me asking.
It's just that
If we're gonna settle
Saban,
here, we need to get some property.
Right.
in my opinion,
I'll start planting right away.
Good deal.
really didn't care too much about the
Now
comic
that we can grow our own food,
aspect
I think we
of
can really make a go
the
with this. Trouble is,
idea.
the more we establish our we need is to get some defense.
And after the second season,
thanks.
he really
Make everyone
didn't
feel
care
more
that much
secure.
about keeping Beetleborgs
Hey, Sturgis.
alive
Thanks for doing that.
because it wasn't his money maker.
Fences set up. It's been a long road.
He didn't really know how to expand
I was glad to help.
on Beetleborgs with what
Of course,
he
you know
had.
you're welcome anytime. My door is always open to you. Windows too.
But there could have been so
walls
many
actually
different
don't think
things that he could
Guess
have
I
done
better
with
get back to it.
Beetleborgs.
Take care now.
He could have he could have done his own thing with it. After the second season, he could have made a whole new season of Beetleborgs. Completely off, like, not even related to the Sentai counterpart. And to me, I would have liked to see a more modern take on Beetleborgs. Like, take away from the Sentai, like, walk away from the Sentai influence of it and kind of make its own little thing. And I think it could have been something better. But he could have also used the comics to continue the story too. Because Spin Comics, in a way, has done the same thing for Power Rangers.
Yeah. Speaking of Power Rangers, you know they have almost every season on Tubi now. I was looking at it the other day.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
Because they're not sure what they want to do. This is the bad thing about Hasbro, ladies and gentlemen. They were so evaluated to get Netflix to endorse them and to want to make a movie or a regular show. And then they pulled out of the Netflix deal, went to Paramount, pulled out of Paramount, and is now going to Disney.
I saw that Disney's working on it now.
And it's like, what the effing? Honestly, with how much Hasbro is dragging their damn feet about it, I wonder if they're even gonna fucking do it. At this point, I say do it or don't do it. If you're not gonna do it, then sell the fucking rights to it to someone that is gonna fucking do it. Hell, I'll buy it if I have the money. You know what? If it's fucking offered to me, I'll go down to the bank right fucking now and get the loan. I'll buy the fucking show. Give me a fucking break. I mean, I like Hasbro. But it seems to me like they don't know what they want to do. Mm-hmm. They're very dysfunctional, as in maybe they have too many pots in the fire right now. Mm-hmm. But honestly, they've been sitting on this for over 3 years now. They need to get their
Hi.
So what's your
their
story?
sticks out of their asses and, you know, get something done.
I have a little bit of everything.
If not, just sell it to me.
Be nice if you had that kind of money.
Oh yeah. Would be really freaking nice. Or hell, put it on YouTube. I'm pretty sure Power Rangers Official on YouTube would love to have the creativity for Power Rangers. I mean, give him a chance. They know. They want to sit on the property. They want to sit on something and not fucking use it. I'll tell you, man. Oh my god.
I think we've rambled long enough.
We haven't rambled enough, sir. There is rambling to be done. This is a topic video. So rambling is what I'll do. That's usually how every single one of these videos play out. But yeah, if you lasted this long, if you heard my rant, give a like or a dislike. It really doesn't matter to me. But as per usual, you know, the subscribe button is just right below the video. And if you click that, it puts us in your subscriptions feed. And if you give our video a like, it helps our algorithm. It helps us reach more people. Plus, you can decide on which videos you want us to make. Especially if you ring the bell notification and you click on personal. For every episode from our channel that you like compared to dislike, you will get more of those in your feeds, like our gameplay videos or our topic videos. If you like our topic videos more than our gameplay, which is really weird, but okay, then go ahead, like our topic videos, dislike our gameplay videos. It'll give you more of our topic videos. But if you hate our topic videos and just want to watch us run around like chickens without a head in our gameplay videos, then go ahead, give our game videos a like. You know, there's also comments down below. You know how that field works. Maybe, I don't know, you guys haven't proven that you understand the process of writing your theories and your thoughts and your complaints
Stop waving that gun in my face, or it's gonna
about the ramblings and the whatnots of our topics and whatever. But, as per usual, none of this costs you any money. I'm probably gonna have to be paid to stop saying this shit. Yeah, pretty much.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna have to drag Zach away so we can do some gameplay. So.
Wait, we also have another topic video after this. By the way, I'm running out of topic video ideas. Comment, please, help, more ideas.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that happy fun stuff. We'll see you guys later.
Say goodbye, Vegeta.
I'm too tired to do Vegeta.
But I want Vegeta.
Get out of here now! The movie's over. The topic, whatever it is.
What about Uncle Pickle?
I ate him.
Oh my.